So in the previous class we had already discussed about the adaptation shown by animals in different habitats. So we had already discussed about the adaptation shown by animals in aquatic habitat, and few we had discussed the few adaptations of animals in terrestrial habitat. So now we will discuss some more adaptations of terrestrial habitat. Like we had discussed the animals are adapted for fast running, some animals are not having limbs and modified for digging. So now we will discuss about the desert animals. Desert are the areas which are very hot, dry, and these are sandy places, means too much sand is there and very little amount of water or rain is there. So here in the desert areas, days are very hot and dry and nights are very cold. So animals cannot survive, all the animals cannot survive here because of too much heat. So some animals are able to survive here because of their adaptations, like camels, kangaroo rats, colorful lizards, snakes, scorpions, spider, and some insects. These are a few desert animals. They show some adaptations to live in the desert. So first of all we can discuss about the camel, the adaptation shown by camel to live in hot and dry desert. So camel is a common animal of the desert. It can stand up to extreme heat and still do work for carrying loads. So it is showing some remarkable adaptations to live in the desert. Like each foot of the camel has two digits. So while walking it uses its entire foot. Its hooves are covered with a large sole which helps them to move it on hot and slippery sand. The hump on its back, it is a storehouse of fat. The fat is stored in the hump of the camel. The fat is utilized as food during the period when it doesn't get anything to eat. Then it excretes very little water. Very little water is excreted from its body. So when it doesn't get water, it can survive. Its thick skin prevents the loss of water through perspiration or evaporation. Its skin is very thick and too much less hair is there, so that the perspiration or evaporation, it prevents the loss of water through perspiration or evaporation. Its breathing rate is very slow. This is to save the water loss during the breathing. Its eyes, ear, nose are well protected against the sandy dust. Means its eyelashes are also very long, so that it can close the nostrils so that it can prevent the eyes or the ears and nose from the sand. So these are the few adaptations shown by camel to live in desert. So the adaptations shown by camels are each foot has two digits. The hooves are covered with large soles so that they can move on hot and slippery sand. The hump stores the fat so that they can utilize the fat as food when they are not getting anything to eat. They excrete very little water so that when they don't get water they can survive. And its skin is very thick. The thick skin or skin is very thick so that it prevents the loss of water through perspiration or evaporation. Its breathing rate is also very slow to save water loss during breathing. And its eye, ear, nose, these are well protected against the sandy dust. So similarly, like camel, desert rat and snakes, they dig holes and burrows in the sand and live inside them during the daytime. At night, when in the surrounding get cooler, they come out in search of food. So desert rat and snake, they are remaining inactive. The desert rat and snake, they are remaining inactive throughout the day. They live inside the burrow, they dig the holes and live inside them. When the night time, when it is cooled, when the surroundings get cooler, they come out to search the food. Similarly, desert lizards, they can absorb water through their skins like blotting paper. They have spines all over the body to avoid loss of water. So desert lizard, the desert lizard also shows some adaptation, like their body is covered with the spines so that water loss will be very less. To avoid water loss, they have spines all over the body. They can absorb water through the skins like blotting paper. Desert rat and snake, they remain inactive during the daytime when it is very hot, and during night when the surrounding becomes cooler, they come out in search of food. So these are the few adaptations shown by desert animals. So now we can see the adaptation shown by aerial habitat, the animals adaptation shown by animals in aerial habitat. Aerial habitat indicates the area means air, where the animals, most of the animals spend time in air, means flying, the birds. So insect, birds, bats, they have aerial habitat, means they spend most of their time in air. So that is why that is called aerial habitat, and this type of animals are called aerial animals. Those who spend most of their time in air, that is called aerial animals. So these animals possesses wings with the help of which they fly in the air. So they also have so many adaptations, so many modifications they developed for flight. Their four limbs are modified into wings, and the feathers of the birds keep them warm. For the flight or for flying in the air, they also show various modifications or various adaptations, like their body is boat shaped. Their body is boat shaped, which helps them to float easily in the air. Their bones are very hollow for lightness in the air. Then their strong flight muscles which are attached to the bones move the wings up and down, and the tail feathers help the birds to change the direction during the flight. So to spend most of the time in air, birds or other animals, they are insects, they are having wings to fly. They have body feathers which keep them warm. They have boat shaped body which help the bird to float easily in the air. Their bones are hollow and lightweight. They have strong flight muscles which are attached to the bones to move the wings up and down. Their tail feathers that help them to change the direction during the flight. The animals, those who live on the trees, they are called arboreal animals, and their habitat is called arboreal habitat. So the animals, those who are living in trees or spending their time on the trees, they are called arboreal animals, and their habitat is called arboreal animal. For example, monkeys, squirrels, all these animals, they are living on the trees. So monkeys, they are using their tail, that is called prehensile tail. The tail they are using for swinging through the branches of the trees. That tail is called prehensile tail. That is considered as the fifth limb. Like we are having already, I had told you, we have only 4 number of limbs, but the monkeys, they are having, or the arboreal animals, they are having fifth limb, that is known as their tail, and that is called prehensile tail, which is used like an extra arm or leg while swinging through the branches of trees. So monkey use their tail to move from branches of the trees or swinging through the branches of the trees. The tree squirrels have sharp claws, climbing and long bushy tail that helps them to steer and keep their balance. Tree squirrels can leap 3 meters to reach 1 meter from another, and the flying squirrels jump 10 times farther than the tree squirrels. They have flaps of skin between their front and back legs. So arboreal animals, to live in the arboreal habitat, they have developed the fifth limb, that is called prehensile tail, which they use to move from one place to another place. Squirrels can leap 3 meters to reach 1 meter from another, and flying squirrel can jump 10 times farther than the tree squirrels. So next habitat is our animals. We will see the adaptations of animals shown in polar regions. Polar regions mean the regions which are very cold, and almost all the year it is covered with ice or snow. Those areas are called polar regions. The region around the North Pole is called Arctic, and the region around the South Pole, that is called Antarctic. And the Antarctic is the coldest place of the earth. There is not a large variety of plant and animal life because of too much cold. Large variety of animal and plant life cannot be seen there. The animals in polar regions are usually white and light colored. So they also show some adaptations to live in the colder region. So the polar bear found in the polar regions, the polar bear has thick fur and layers of blubber. Layers of blubber means it is a layer of fat which is called blubber, which help them to keep them warm. The walrus has tough skin and thick layer of fat which protect it against the cold and from attacks by other walruses. Walrus has tusk to dig up shellfish from the sea bed. So the adaptation shown by animals in polar regions, like polar bear, they have thick fur and they have a layers of fat that is called blubber which help them to keep them warm, and they are mostly white color, means snow color, so that the animals cannot attack them, or they can protect them from their enemies, because they also look like ice. they also look like heap of ice and their enemies cannot identify them. And walruses, they also have tough skin and thick layer of fat which protect them against the cold and from the attacks by other walruses, and they also has tusks to dig up the shellfish from the sea bed. So now some animals also live in mountainous region, they also show some adaptation to live in the mountainous regions. So mountain tops are also covered with snow, strong and cold wind blows there. So mountain goats, bears and yaks are some common animals found on the mountains. These animals have thick coats of woolly hair or fur. So these animals are having a very thick coat of woolly hair or fur on their body. They have thick skins with thick layer of fat so that they can survive in the mountainous region. They also have hard clothes to walk on the snow. So they also show that the adaptation that they have hard clothes to walk on the snow. They have thick coats of woolly hair or fur. They have thick skins with thick layer of fat, and they have hard clothes to walk on the snow. So these are the adaptations shown by animals in mountain regions, and other animals which are we discussed about different habitat and their adaptations. So read in the book and please be clear about the adaptation shown by different animals. In the next class we will do the short question and question answer.